welcome to Real Metal. I am your host, Mark. This time around, we're taking a look at the 1988 film Black Roses. I'd like to introduce my panel. We have Ben. And joining us, we have from Moosifix, Colin and Aaron. Hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Have you guys seen this movie before?
No. Unfortunately not.
Alright, first up, let's take a look at the trailer.
It was the kind of place where
Come back to the
nothing
trailer,
much
and
ever
Ben's
happened.
going to synopsize the movie. And
Do you want me to zoom in? Or?
no, I blew that in post.
But the nightmare of every parent in town has just arrived.
The disciples of the devil are invading our town and threatening to steal our children away from us.
Here comes the biggest thing to hit Mill Basin ever, and they try to stop it.
They don't understand what a great honor this is. They didn't have to pick Mill Basin for their first concert.
I don't suppose there's any real harm to them.
But once their fears are laid to rest, the stage is set, the message given. The virus of evil turned loose.
You had your chance. Now they're mine.
Everything your parents ever told you about rock and roll just might be true. Black Roses, the hottest band this side of hell. Black Roses.
Alright, well, I guess we should synopsize the movie. So, Ben, why don't you give us a little rundown about what the hell we just watched?
It's about a small town where a big band comes to play. And
Their first show ever.
and second,
And third and fourth.
night after night,
Biggest heavy metal band in the world came to this small town.
Smallest American town.
small town called Mustache.
Was it? Good enough.
Every man in there had a mustache. Couldn't tell them apart.
I only absorbed what I needed.
And then the music rotted the kids' minds and made them go and kill their families and seduce their friends' families.
Seduce their friends' parents.
And turn
come
into
to it.
monsters, and amps turn into monsters and playing with their nipples.
Yeah, boobs don't come until halfway through the movie, but then there's plenty. So,
So yeah,
don't get discouraged.
all the
early
viewers
on.
out there, there will be breasts.
Which is really the reason you watch any movie, right?
Well, now I remember this movie from when I was a kid, and I think there was a lot of advertisement for this movie. It didn't get a big theatrical release, as far as my research went, but home video, it was pretty big, and it had this crazy VHS cover with the whole like 3D type cover thing with the guitar and the roses and stuff like that, and it was awesome looking, and it was this. I thought it was a big deal. I mean, I was watching like Power Hour at the time, and it was a big deal to the like MTV generation, I think. Now the writer said that it was a satire of the satanic panic that was happening at the time. Did you get that from watching the film at all, or
Straight away. They have the kind of opening scene with the teachers and the parents at the school gymnasium, and that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, kind of like in reference to that, I was Kipper Gore or whatever, Al Gore's wife.
Tipper Gore.
Tipper Gore from the 80s. And
War
her
against
doing
music.
The war on music.
Yeah.
But then the music turned into monsters and fought back, and apparently the music won.
Yeah. In the end, it turns out the music was evil.
Spoiler.
Everyone's killed.
Spoiler.
I just want to say I hate that bitch.
Oh yeah, Tipper Gore. Yeah.
well, she made stickers that sold more records. Really, is all she did.
Yeah, but you got to watch the footage from court where
I see
the lead singer of Twisted Sister really sticks it to her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That is excellent.
So does Frank Zappa.
Frank Zappa.
Yeah, Frank
And then
Zappa.
Al Gore's like, "Oh, I'm actually a big Sisters of Mercy fan. I like you guys." And it's like,
You can see his wife kind of kicks him under the table. I'll take care of you when we get home.
You don't like Frank Zappa. Not today, you don't.
So what are your first impressions of this movie? This is your guys' first time seeing it.
Well, you said there was a lot of advertising for it. I got to say, I heard of this film late last year by accident. Apart from that, I've never heard of it. Yeah. I was really, really jazzed when I found out that you had a copy. And I've been looking forward to this for months now. It's great. It's a great movie. It's really, really odd and off the wall. They turn up to the town in Lamborghinis. For no reason.
flyers every 10 fucking things.
Yeah, they have these black and white printed flyers because they couldn't afford colour or anything.
Spent it all on the Lamborghini.
We said that straight away, right? Yeah, they spent the budget right away on
and then
that.
you don't
They
see
didn't have
Lamborghinis
color
ever
covers in
again.
88 already.
You know,
Sorry.
It's the band's first performance ever outside of the studio. I think it's stated during the movie.
Yeah.
Yet we see them performing at the opening of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
In high school.
Maybe that is a throwback to the Madison Square Garden thing at the end.
Well, here's the thing. There was a guy there that was leaning up against the door and he was all freaked
I thought
out.
that was the mayor.
Yeah, right? What was it?
So,
Oh, shit. Oh, right. Because that then... If,
I was obviously paying way too much attention.
because if I thought that scene would come back around again if it was showing you what's happening later. But it didn't.
But the band, when they were monsters, they didn't look like the monsters at the beginning. They were like completely different monsters by the end. So like, who was the monster band at the beginning?
Do you think that maybe they just shot that opening scene to get funding for it?
That was the trailer shot.
Yeah, and then after that, they just wasted all the money on the Lamborghinis, and we ended up with the shit at the end.
Well, that movie was both awesome and horrible. In traditional B fashion.
To spoil it, the band technically dies at the end in a fire, but then there's a newscast where they're playing at Madison Square Garden and then going to tour England.
They rose from the ashes.
Didn't show them die. It just
it just
they
showed
carried
them on
on
fire,
playing.
Like rocking on fire.
Everyone ran out of the building. They just carried on playing. You had a big dude with the big arms waving.
That's how they usually jam. They're like, "Hey, set the room on fire! Time to go!"
But I think my understanding is they were demons,
Yeah.
and so maybe there was
This
just.
I don't think there's something.
It's the devil's plot to overthrow humanity via heavy metal, and he just uses different demons each time.
came out after Trick or Treat, right?
Yes, it did. Trick or Treat was 86. This was 88.
So they had lots of time to rip it off. Yeah.
It was. It's been called a Metalsploitation movie. You guys ever heard that term before? I don't know.
I think almost every metal movie is like a Metalsploitation because it's like, oh, it's so awesome, but it's so terrible. It's because it's kind of like a commercial, but it also kind of deters you from it. It's like, oh, I came out of that. I think heavy metal's lamer now because of it, right? It's just like, this is heavy metal. It's like, well, yeah.
All those kids did go and start killing their family and became really bad after listening to the band for like 3 days in a row. It was like every time they seen them, they'd become worse people.
Yeah, and then they go have sex with fat guys with bad mustaches, and it's just like, I've seen way too much underage breasts in this movie.
Yeah, if you're a lonely, single, middle-aged man, you're gonna love this movie. Seriously,
I give you hope that you can bang your daughter's friend.
Why didn't I like
There's
this
a
much?
card-playing scene that is just...
We can play strip gin.
Strip gin?
I'm sure you know the rules.
Oh, well, yes, actually, I do.
Okay, you deal, and I'll open.
Oh, strip gin?
Strip gin, yeah. We kept joking about it, then it
From
happened.
Sopranos, too, so...
Oh, yeah, let's talk about
Big
that.
pussy.
Celebrity.
Yeah, let's
Big
talk about
pussy,
some
yeah.
of the cameos in there. I guess it wasn't a cameo, because that was... I'm assuming one of his first roles.
What the fuck?
That wasn't the camera.
I'd assume
Yeah.
so. I don't follow his career. in
1988,
much detail,
definitely.
but-
Yeah, and it was shot here in Canada, and where is it? Markham, Ontario, maybe? No, Dundas, Ontario. So, technically a Canadian film, done by the same people that did Rock and Roll Nightmare, which starred John Michael Thor. Which I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
John Michael Thor, no.
You know
I know
the band
Thor. I've seen that.
Thor, yeah.
You know, the hammer.
Yes. Not the guy who's in the Marvel movies.
The band, the guy who blows the bottles up?
Yes, that would be the guy. Yeah.
That's
The same group of people that did that movie did this one. This one had a a lot more budget, but still a very low budget movie. And it did look pretty good for a low budget movie.
No, yeah, totally. For them kind of just picking, choosing, and slapping stuff together, those were some really good special effects.
Yeah, let's talk about some of our favorite scenes.
Well, just talking about the special effects, the puppetry work in it was great.
Yeah,
it really was. There was a speaker scene in it. That was great.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Kind of.
with the vacuum attachment,
with the like giant scorpion thing on his chest. And he says, "Ah!"
When I say really good, I mean in the scope of this movie, not anything else.
Fair.
And then there was the one later on with the kind of head creature.
The girl that goes to see the teacher.
Yeah.
Turns into the creature. I thought that was
Turns
great.
into the half puppet.
Yeah. There is one point though where you can see one of the sticks.
Sticks goes in.
But I mean, I thought that one looked fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the teacher there at the end fighting the singer when he going into like his big ultimate form there, just dousing everything in gas. Get him!
He was the best character in it.
He was.
The teacher was
character.
great.
Yeah. Favorite scene, the breast rubbing. Totally random.
Oh, yes.
They just pop in and it's a shot of, you don't even know who the actress is. You just got neck down, you see the bra, she pulls it down, she plays with them for a while, she got perky nipples, and then she pulls it up and that's that scene.
She got big hands. She got some like manly hands. I'm kind of questioning if that's a full woman there and if I should really be enjoying this.
I think that was more special
hands on it.
Well, yeah, that was just thrown in there, I guess, because they knew an extra.
I like to laugh.
Breast job, I guess.
I also liked when the kid killed his dad and he went up all like, his dad's reading the paper again. He's like, fuck that paper, man. All you can do is read the paper, Dad. I love you, Dad.
Yeah, first the movie set itself up. The kid, I can't remember his name, is supposed to be the main character.
Yeah.
And you follow him around, it's like, oh, my square dad, and all that stuff.
And his
But that actor sucks. His line delivery is awful. The teacher keeps asking him shit, and it's just so bland. So then, over the course of the movie, the teacher kind of takes over.
Oh yeah, he's totally the protagonist, is that teacher.
Yeah.
Students try to sleep with him, he's like, get back! Slapping young girls and stuff.
In the library.
She didn't like that, she came back with too big of teeth for her face. Face was definitely not big enough for those teeth.
Directed by John Fasano, who did Rock and Roll Nightmare, like I mentioned earlier. Also went on to write another 48 Hours. I think he had something to do with Alien 3 too as well, right?
That's unfortunate.
Well, he did have a
lot of people
type.
But yeah, this is
He can
like
take some of the blame for Alien 3.
all right, we're not going down that road.
Plenty to go around.
Not going down the Alien 3 road.
Wash my hands with it.
I had some good moments.
No, you've not seen Rock and Roll Nightmare, have you?
No, I don't think I've actually. I've seen bits of Rock and Roll Nightmare, but I haven't seen.
That's on the list.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. But it is a hell of a lot lower budget than this. Once again, shot in Canada. Yeah.
Easterners are fucked.
Didn't you say that they imported American tits for this movie?
Yes, that's what was the director.
Because Canadian tits are so different.
Well,
Hey, to all the viewers out there with tits,
They just look like hockey pucks.
the writer
your breasts they're good.
Cindy Cirile,
Not looking
who's the
good.
writer of the film, I listened to an interview with her earlier this week, a fairly recent interview actually, and yeah, that was one of the things that she said, is that they imported American tits. Her words.
Americans would know.
And it was she was saying it was a big family affair, because I think she might have been married or with John Fasano at the time. They've had children together. And, you know, a lot of family members are in the movies and stuff like that, so it was done with a lot of heart, and...
Well, but there's also like a lot of
So you're
weird
saying
family,
you're like, I'm
older
gonna
men
get my
fucking
cousin
their
to come
daughters'
in here
friends and
so she
shit.
can show her tits.
That's kind of morbid and weird.
Yeah. Oh, hey, stepdad.
Yeah, drunk stepdad. Yeah, and he's all, oh, you know how to treat your stepdad. Yeah, rub me.
On that note, it's really before its time, because there's a lot of weird porn like that these days. It's like, so in that way, it's actually out of its time in a creepy fashion.
I guess so. The writer did make a porn parody of Michael Jackson's Thriller.
And I gotta see that.
What's it
so
called?
do I.
If you guys are doing an episode about
Chiller,
that.
I think.
I don't want to watch it with you.
I do.
I've heard really great things
I don't
about porno zombies, so I just maybe we'll have to track that one.
Right,
It's not listed on our
short
IMDb
this.
though.
You might have to short this before next episode. That sounds great.
All right, let's talk about the soundtrack a little bit. the soundtrack was released by Metal Blade Records. And well, there is one big cameo in there from Carmen Apiece, who's
Heaven and Hell.
Who did he play?
Well, he was a drummer in Vanilla Fudge, and he was a drummer in.
That was his brother.
King Kobra, yeah, his brother. It was in Heaven and Hell.
I gotta ask, what character did he play?
The drummer.
Oh, okay.
The drummer played the drummer. Yeah.
Good.
He was the bass player. A few members of King Kobra on the soundtrack. I don't know if they were actually in the band though. But speaking of the soundtrack, what did you guys think of it?
I really liked the I think we called it Indiana Jones parts that were like totally not part of the
You're talking about the score.
The score.
The non-metal parts of the movie.
There's the opening part, which is really menacing.
The score, not the sound.
The soundtrack, I don't know. I'm not really into the whole 80s metal thing, so I think I probably didn't know what most of it was while it was happening, so...
Some notable bands on there, Hallow's Eve, play a song in there. Lizzy Borden, Tempest is on there. King Kobra play a song, and a lot of the members from King Kobra are playing in the Black Roses band, the musical part of it.
Did you say Halloween at one point?
Hallow's Eve.
Hallow's Eve. Oh, that's the one. Okay.
Yeah, that's the heaviest song on the soundtrack.
Well, the kid melting his toys in the fire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, that was
because he's listening to heavy metal.
They roasted Batman on open fire.
And his dad's like, "What? You're still awake? It's 1 in the morning."
Kids
You're
listening to his metal band, throwing toys in the fire, not paying attention to his kid.
You should have been in bed 5 hours ago.
Wait, was his dad reading a newspaper? Maybe this movie should be about the dangers of reading newspapers because that's twice now.
That's it.
Both times the kids turn into little shits.
Parents spending too much time looking at the paper, not
maybe that's a hidden meaning.
Everything's on the internet now, so nothing to worry about.
Well, I like the fact that they. It's 1988. It's a Metalsploitation film. A movie like this could happen in 1988. And it definitely wouldn't happen today. No, but I mean, the genre is not big enough for it to warrant a fucking movie. I don't think.
Yeah.
I just saw it.
It's not as popular as it was.
Yeah.
Hair metal and everything was very popular in the 80s and had that kind of mainstream limelight on it. So sure, if it was remade now, it would most definitely be Slipknot. Absolutely. It wouldn't be Guar anyone because no one cares.
Guar made their own movies too. Maybe we'll look at one of those later. Fellas in Wonderland or something.
There's just so much accessibility to everything now that, I think it'd be hard to promote, where that was MTV generation, right? So it was you looked at the TV and you seen your music videos and everything was, I don't know, bigger, easier to, make people big and stuff. Now, people would, just be too sidetracked and they'd be like, oh, whatever.
Well, they do.
It's easy
to make movies like that still. They are coming out a lot. They had TV show stuff.
Todd versus the Book of Evil.
Todd versus the Book of Evil. There's this British movie that I can't remember the name of it.
Deathgasm just came out not so long ago.
That's the one. They had the viewing of it there at Distortion. Distortion, that's a commercial.
Well, I think the difference is that in the 80s it was things were less accessible than they are now. So now if you want to find out about this stuff, you just go online. YouTube's right there, it's even on your phone. Whereas, even 15 years ago, it was tuning on Saturday nights to Headbangers Ball and things like that. You actually specifically did that to see those
you
bands.
had to wait and be like,
wait and see the video.
This happens where now.
The video premiered tonight, that was a big
exactly.
deal.
You can plan ahead to watch your shows rather than whenever you want.
Well, this was shot.
Just like your phone, have a look now.
Meant to be a satire.
And it gives off that feel very.
Yeah, you think so too, right? I mean,
it does for the opening. It does with the whole scene in the gymnasium and that, and then all that, and then it kind of goes off in weird tangents.
But this was how does it represent heavy metal then? If we know it's a satire, but did everyone at that point in time?
See, the people who didn't and actually took that movie serious and thought metal was like that, and the kids in the audience for that movie, if those actual people. Scare me, probably.
I don't think anybody took that seriously.
Well, I know, not really seriously, but
the Guar fans are like, Guar's a real band, man. They mean what they say. And you're like, no, man, they're a theater.
Like Burning Funny Bong. They really mean what they say.
They really need that meat sandwich, man.
I don't think enough people saw it.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people saw it for it to even get that far.
No.
I really don't.
I'm sure in its day, it made its rounds for sure.
But I like to laugh
watching
at
it now.
metal, so I thought I worked really well because I like to laugh at metal. I like metal.
But you like to laugh at it.
I love to
Absolutely,
laugh
right?
at it.
It's got to have humor
What was
to
the
it.
name of the
Yeah.
singer? He was from something else too? Or
Oh, he's
was that
the
guy-
Broadway.
Yeah, he was a Broadway actor, and the funny thing
guy.
was is he was a Broadway trained actor, did musicals and stuff like that. Apparently had an incredible voice. Did not let him sing on the actual.
Yeah, but
it
he's
was just-
Wasn't
How do we
metal.
know he had an incredible voice?
that's according to the writer.
In terms of singing for that kind of style of music?
Yeah, well, it was pretty interesting in the interview with her. She said they wanted him to sing on it.
Okay.
Right? They wanted him to do the actual singing. And the person they proposed to do the singing, she was kind of wary about. And then once she heard the music back, this guy was going to write a bunch of it too. She was just blown away at how good it was and how well it fit the movie. So it worked out great in the end for them.
So he didn't even try it? He didn't.
No, he didn't get a chance. It was the producers, and she said the money producers too, like the people behind the
Executives.
Yeah, executives.
I thought it was kind of a story like the Oh Brother Ardell, where George Clooney tried 22 takes or something of singing that country song, and in the end they had to go, "Can you just stop?
Yeah,
Please,
we're lip-syncing
we're
it
losing
right now,
money. It's done." You know, yeah. Okay,
That was a
well,
great movie.
That was a great movie with a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Not to derail you.
No, that's all right.
That guy was a funny. Their singer's a funny looking character. He had the thong on the outside of the leather pants and stuff. And
Yeah.
I just like every
Not
time I looked at
copies.
him, I was laughing. It was like,
I like the wig idea too. Like, I mean, because a lot of times, you know, in these movies, the guys with long hair are wearing wigs. He was, at one point, he has short hair, he has long hair, and then he's bald.
Well, we thought that he
Covered
had the
bald.
wig in the main scenes because of the opening of the movie, the big monster mask character, who's, you know, it was all moving with him singing and everything, had the big wig on. So I was like, okay, that's why they had to do that. But no.
that was a completely different band.
Completely different movie.
Because all metal bands are monsters, secretly. Go home, you're like, "Rah, transform!
We all go to
Get me some cereal!
high schools to sell our out, or just give them away. They gave away all the tickets to the shows too. That was a fun thing.
Yeah.
That was
This
something you
band's
said.
marketing tactics.
They're going to make money by their bands killing their parents.
And each other and picking them up and chucking them by their balls.
Chucking him out the window,
Yeah.
landing in a pickup truck.
No, there were no cops.
There's a great wrestling move too. Where the guys do
there was
pretty
a
much
fire
like the body
department.
slam or the full body press.
Oh, good point. There's no police in this movie.
There is the yellow police car though.
And the fire
Cab with the
department.
police logo on it.
Yeah, it has red and blues on top.
For a
And
small
nobody-
town, you'd think. At least
nobody-
once.
You'd have
Least
one
one
sheriff
cop.
with like a stick or something.
Just don't rent a cop outfit.
Walking around.
It wasn't in the budget.
Clearly it wasn't in the budget.
And also the movie, you never know if anyone dies, because like Buddy gets sucked in the speaker and you're like, okay, he's dead, and then the guy goes out the window into the truck and it's like, all right, did he die? And like, there's no follow up.
An old creepy
like
stripped
presumably
dad, yeah.
injured people.
Yeah, if you were gonna cycle through the good reviews and it's like left a sense of wonder.
Left
like-
you wanting more.
But then there's the picture of you and you're like,
No payoff.
wonder.
Okay, guys, would you recommend this movie?
Oh yeah, I mean, you should at least watch.
I know people who would love that movie, and I would recommend it to them. And then I know people who would hate that movie, and I'd recommend it to them too.
Yeah, it doesn't get a 10-star
why not?
rating, but check it out. It's funny.
It gets an honest 7, and I'm definitely going to go buy it. If someone else has put it out, like Shout Factory or someone, I would love to grab a copy.
I'm not totally sure if it's available on DVD right now. It can probably be found somewhere online, but I don't know. It's definitely not on iTunes.
No.
Balls.
Amazon Prime may have it. Maybe. It might be your best bet, but
I will be grabbing a copy.
yeah. If you can find a hard copy, I'd say grab it. Okay, before we go, you guys tell us a little bit about Moosifix. What's going on with you guys? Where can we find
we're
your
in a
music?
band.
Yeah, we've just been working on some new music. We got a show in April with Go Rod from France and Bukaki from Montreal and our buddies Path to Extinction.
Where's that show?
It's at Dickens. I think it's April 7th, Thursday. Yeah, that's the next bigger thing we're doing. Yeah, well, other than that, just
I play bass guitar.
kicking.
So where can our viewers find out more about the band, listen to some of your music?
You can check us out on Facebook or Reverb Nation or Bandcamp. We don't have our own actual page, but in due time.
Hey, all right, we got, I've just got this from our lovely producer over here. You want to win some tickets to go see Kalma, Vesperia, Trollband, Mongol, and Skymare right here in Calgary on April 24th. If you go to our Facebook page and you share this episode, it'll be up. You'll find out all the details on our Facebook page. You share this episode, and you'll be entered to win tickets to go see Kalma. That's going to be kick-ass, April 24th.
Yeah, awesome.
So, yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
I'm entering right now.
Share that shit.
So special thanks to Annihilatrix Productions for giving us those tickets for that one. Kick-ass show.
Yeah, Cage.
Well, that's going to do it for another episode of Real Metal. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please share it. Remember to check out our Facebook page, also extrememetal.tv. Check out the guys from Moosifix as well. Not totally sure what we're going to be doing next time. We'd love it in the comments if you suggested some movies to us, because we could always use some more suggestions. And until next time, guys. See ya.